You have found what lights you up. I'm your host, Sunny the Life Coach, and I'm here because I see you searching for something or someone out there to help you feel better. Something to take away the pain that you're feeling, the inadequacies. I know all of the things that happen in life can leave you feeling empty. Your search is over. This podcast is all about finding your own freedom and power to love yourself enough to shine in the ways you were always meant to, the ways in which you are already fully capable of. If you're ready for some real talk, some serious truth bombs, and a few F-bombs, you are in the right place. Let's do this. Let's get lit. Hey there. Welcome to episode 15. I'm so glad you're back for some truth bombs today. Before we begin, I hope everyone had an enjoyable holiday weekend. This past weekend, the U.S. celebrated Independence Day. I know a lot of us tried to make the best of it, though it may not have gone the way we've grown accustomed to. Maybe you had a somewhat modified celebration. I know my city did a reverse parade. We didn't attend, but it sounded kind of cool. Basically, all of the floats and marchers and cars and trucks were lined up for everyone else to drive by and admire, as I understand it. Quite honestly, my primary reason for not going was that I had driven through my downtown a couple of days prior, and all of the streets were torn up. So I just decided it wasn't worth it. I know that seems kind of lame, but it's not really something I was looking forward to. Otherwise, I would have made it happen. I like my reasons for my decisions. I'm good with it. Anyway, another thing happened within the past couple of days, and that was the cancellation of the Texas State Fair. Another activity we wouldn't have attended. It's held in the hottest part of the year and usually very crowded. Of course, lots of fair food. Everything fried you can imagine. I do get a kick out of watching the local news stations demo each year's culinary options like fried butter. Yikes! I didn't realize until I read an article about the cancellation that this event yields a greater economic impact than South by Southwest and the Super Bowl. Not combined, but each one of those activities or each one of those events are not as impactful as the Texas State Fair. That's amazing. The things I'm learning. And it's also very sad because, yes, many people are impacted by this. I can still be completely empathetic to when others are down about things. In fact, very much so. That said, I want to talk about drinking alcohol over the next few episodes. I think I'll have to break it up because I have a lot to say and a lot to share. And I personally find podcasts that are several hours long to be very difficult to get through. So I'm not going to do that to you. You're welcome. And also, those podcasts that are several hours long usually have a panel of guests, and this one, not yet. I can certainly see that happening in the future, but for now, I know you love me. But no one needs to hear me talk for hours on end unless you just decide to binge on all of my episodes at once, and that's perfectly acceptable. I titled this episode, Lies We Tell Ourselves, because here's how I see this playing out. There are the lies we tell ourselves. There are the reasons why we drink, which I'll get into a little bit here today and further in future episodes. There are the lies we tell ourselves. They're the reasons why we find it hard to stop drinking, even if we aren't physically addicted to alcohol. And there are the lies everyone else tells us about ourselves, about all of those things, why you drink and how to stop. There are a lot of mistruths out there, believe it or not. I know because I've heard them all, and I've had my fair share of personal experience. Yeah, I'll share some of that too. Here we go. Most of my peers started drinking in high school, and so did I. That's just a fact. I spent my childhood in a very rural part of the country, and quite honestly, there just wasn't much to do. So field parties, keggers, loud music, booze. I don't know why it was the thing to do. It just was. And I never questioned it. Just sign me up for the party. I want to hang with the cool kids. Really, that's the first lie, isn't it? Well, the first two lies that we tell ourselves. First, there's nothing else to do. Second, it's a cool thing to do. I mean, really. Especially stupid teenagers. We had no business doing it. But teenagers tend to do a lot of things they have no business doing now, don't they? Let's just deal with some realism here. Newsflash, I like to deal in reality. Of course, we could have found other things to do. There were nearby lakes, movie theaters, whatever. But really, it was a rural place, and the one theater in town only had one screen and showed one film per week, so that would burn 2 hours. Then what? That's what our little brains would tell us. Then what? So that's what I did. I went along with the crowd. Kind of did what most everyone else was doing. By my sophomore year of high school, I left that rural area and moved to the city. And you know what I found? City kids do it too. They had a shit ton of options for entertainment available to them, but what did they do? Cram in someone's apartment and party down with alcohol. First, two lies. There's nothing else to do. Obviously, that was not true because I lived in 2 major cities over the course of the first year that I left the field parties, and I found the same thing. Plenty of things to do, but hey, let's booze it up. It's a cool thing to do. Y'all, I have seen some things go down with drunk teenagers that are not at all cool. They're idiots. We were idiots. Like, don't give a drunk a lighter with some fluid and dare him to burn himself for entertainment. Just don't. Underdeveloped brains and alcohol do not mix, obviously. So maybe we get past those 2 lies as we further grow and reach adulthood, but we keep freaking lying to ourselves, just in newer, more creative ways. When I entered the workforce, we couldn't wait to clock out and go party. Didn't matter the hour. I once worked a graveyard shift for a couple of years, so 6 a.m. on a Saturday morning, sure, let's drink up. Why? The third lie. It's time to unwind and blow off steam. It's been a long week. I deserve it. Think about that one. I deserve it. What? But seriously, that's what we tell ourselves. It's time to unwind and blow off steam. It's been a long week. I deserve it. Work hard, play hard, right? Now, in the workforce, at least in the beginning of my time in the standard work environment, drinking is usually reserved for Fridays. It's time for happy hour. It's been a long, hard week. Let's celebrate having gotten through it. We've done all the things we were supposed to do, checked off all of the boxes. Time to cut loose. Let's do this. Let's drink ourselves into oblivion. What goes along with that is a social game too. So that's the fourth lie. Drinking is a social thing. It makes me more sociable. I am a better conversationalist when I'm buzzed. We tell ourselves that we become better people when we drink. Isn't that crazy? And I'm a better conversationalist? Perhaps, but how much of it am I going to remember the next day? It's ridiculous. The fifth lie, drinking is fun. It goes along with the social thing. If I become more of a fun person when I drink, then it stands to reason that I'll have more fun, a greater experience of this gathering or party or sports event or day at the lake, whatever it is. Booze will enhance that experience. Drinking is fun. No, not really. Have I had some fun times while lit by alcohol? Sure, I have. Did I have more fun than I would have had with a clear head? I mean, that's doubtful. Who really knows? Because that's not how it happened. It's totally subjective anyway. Have I made some mistakes or poor decisions while drinking? You bet I have. Probably enough to even out all of those good times when I was just having fun and being fun because I was inebriated. Lie number 6. It tastes good. Oh my God, no. Just no. It actually does not. We've just conditioned ourselves over time to quote unquote enjoy the taste of beer, wine, or liquor, but think back to the first time you had it. Did it really taste good? Ever had hooch, moonshine, Mad Dog 2020? Reflecting back to those field parties. Yes, that's what I'm doing. The cheaper the alcohol, the better. It's not about the taste. It was never about the taste. It's about the feeling you get from it. Or the feeling that you numb away. The sensation of the feeling is what gets numbed. That's enough lies for now. I have so damn many we could be here all day. You get the idea. Let's talk about why we do it. But first, let me recap in abbreviated fashion just some of the lies we tell ourselves. There's nothing else to do. That means I'm bored. And by the way, this one doesn't just apply to the irresponsible teenage drinking crowd. Some of y'all are bored right now about being home all the time because of COVID, so you're drinking more. You just are because you're bored. Admit it. Number 2, it's cool to do. That equates to acceptance and belonging. This is really all that any of us are trying to do on any given day. It's a critical pillar of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We need air, water, safety, and love and belonging. Acceptance. Oh my gosh. Number 3, it's been a long week, tired, stressed. I don't want to feel that. Number 4, I deserve it. It feels entitled. You have this image in your mind about how your movie should play out. So of course you deserve it. It's fun. Having fun makes you happy, doesn't it? The taste? I think that's just about fitting in. Another way to belong. You can commiserate with your friends about how good that wine blend is. Pretend to be sophisticated. Maybe grab a complimentary emotion that goes with sophistication. I don't even know what that is, but I've been happy to play that game. Oh yeah, tastes great, less filling, right? The point is, regardless of the lie or lies, and you'll have your own versions. So substitute anything I've said with what resonates for you. The point is, the reason why we drink is that we enjoy running. Yep, that's what I said. I said it. That's what I said. It's that primitive brain kicking in. Basic instinct. Seek pleasure. Avoid pain. Save your energy. Run from the predator. Run toward the good feelings. And run away from the bad ones. Because yes, this intoxicant will typically enhance your good mood or numb away your bad mood. It all comes back to not wanting to feel our feelings, not wanting to fully experience our emotions. Feeling nervous about that dinner party? Have a few shots before you go. Takes the edge off, takes away that nervous feeling. Mourning the loss of a loved one? Drink yourself into a fog. That'll take the pain away for the moment. Because the greatest lie that we tell ourselves is that we can manipulate our emotions through drinking, that we can become the life of the party or numb away the bad stuff. When we suppress our emotions, and this is in any way, it doesn't have to be through the use of a substance. When we suppress or otherwise avoid our emotions, that relief is only temporary. The pain that you don't want to feel now doesn't go away. It just lies in wait to resurface later. And the longer you try to avoid it, the more it grows. So what you could have sat with and dealt with and have gotten past just compounds beneath the surface and takes you down later. Feel it now or feel it later. That's the choice that you have to make. There's a saying that what you resist persists. That is so much truth. And the special layer of complexity when you use a substance in an attempt to escape negative emotion is that you lose the positive ones in the process. I'm going to tell you what Brené Brown says on this topic, and I may have said it before, and I'll probably say it again because it bears repeating. I know I refer to her a lot, and that's because so much of what she says resonates when you really think about it. Brené says, you cannot selectively numb emotion. You can't say, here's the bad stuff. I don't want to feel that. You cannot get rid of vulnerability, fear, shame, and disappointment without losing joy, gratitude, and happiness. That was from her infamous TED Talk. Google it. I highly recommend it. It's worth 20 minutes of your time. I remember the first time I heard her say that and how profound it was. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. Why didn't someone tell me that sooner? How did I not realize I have been trying to selectively numb and that it does not work? Well, look, we all have our own roads to travel. We have our own experiences to live. That's how we learn. I can't regret the path I took because it led to this life I have now, which I love a great deal. I really do. Regret is not a useful emotion, honestly, in my opinion. It's okay to reflect back for just a moment, like I might do when I think about how young I was when I started numbing myself. But you know what? My parents had just gotten a divorce and my family was split apart, and I simply didn't understand how to deal with all of the emotions that came along with that event. And you know what else? There are full-grown adults going through difficult adjustments themselves. Hell, I wasn't concerned one bit with what the rest of my family was going through, especially the adults. I was too busy blaming them for ruining my life. I was living in my own movie, just trying to figure out the next scene. That's what so many of us are still doing. How might you be numbing? Have you ever even considered it, or have you just been on autopilot with your life? It's Friday, time for happy hour. It's the weekend, time for drinks. The state fair has been canceled. There's nothing to do now. There go my summer plans. I'm kind of pissed about the state of the world right now. Time for drinks. I'm not telling you to admit you have a problem or start doing the 12 steps or any of that. That's the last thing I'm saying. And I'll get more into that next week. What I am saying is that for right now, I want you to take a look within yourself with a clear head, no fogginess, and honestly ask yourself what lies you've been telling, because our minds are really good at that. I'm telling you, really good at rationalizing all of the things. Absolutely fantastic at seeking pleasure and avoiding pain. Remember, that's hardwired into all of us. It's pre-programmed into all of us. Don't beat yourself up for any of your past mistakes. Simply ask yourself, what is it that I really want from this life? If it's to get lit, stay with me and I'm going to show you another way. One that won't leave you feeling hungover. That's what I'm here for. To show you how to light yourself up. As Rumi says, there is a candle in your heart ready to be kindled. There is a void in your soul ready to be filled. You feel it, don't you? Whew. And you know what else? You don't have to stop drinking. You don't have to change a thing right now. Just notice. Just notice. What are you numbing? You might not even know because you've become such an expert at avoiding your feelings. If after listening to the next few episodes I'm going to share, you want to keep drinking because that's your decision and you like your reasons, then I'm here for it. I'm simply going to show you a better way to live with it, one you very likely haven't yet been introduced to. A better way to live with yourself. Sound good? Yeah, I think so too. I'll talk to you more next week. In the meantime, if you'd like to connect, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Sunny the Life Coach. Light up and shine on.